Thanks everyone for joining today's HUSL Education session. We have Sonia Tomas again, aka the Salon Doctor. She has 37 years experience in the hair industry. She's a salon owner turned sales pro and now trains salon owners and independent hairdressers and the salon owners team, on retail sales, consultation and systems that actually boost revenue. We're super excited to team up with her for this free session, and she's going to teach you how to prescribe powerful business solutions for your salon without making anyone feel salesy. Tap in, learn and grow with HUSL and the Salon Doctor. I'll throw the mic over to you, Sonia.
Thank you. It's lovely to be on here. It's lovely to see familiar faces. So thank you for everyone that's shown up again today. Not only have you shown up for me, but you've shown up for yourself and for your business. So kudos to you guys for doing that. So before we start, I actually want to talk to a particular member that shows up on Zooms. Her dedication to learning is being amazing. So I'm going to get you to unmute Tina. And I'm going to actually ask you, because what I find is that a lot of people do attend trainings and they do my programs and things like that. But the most important part about that is, what have you implemented? So I'd love to hear from you some feedback. As I said, you've been, I think, if not on all my Zooms, probably the first one you probably missed, but I think most of them.
I think I missed one, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what you've learned, what you actually have implemented, and what has been your biggest takeaway from attending.
So going over everything from like my price menu I started with, doing that, actually working out my target, and then also just being inspired to recommend and prescribe like retail. Yeah.
Yeah,
like what
and how's it
actually
been
the client
going?
needs. Yeah, it's opened up the conversation more.
Yeah, and are you converting?
Yeah, getting there. Yeah, it's
All right.
improving, baby steps. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm glad you're on this session today, because today we're going to talk about how we can actually prescribe retail and ensure the client sees the value.
Yeah.
Okay, so really on unpack that. What I do find is a lot of hairdressers will recommend retail, but it's still very much a little bit clunky because we kind of do it. So if I'm in a training session, I'd actually walk this out. So we do consultation, treatments, retail, and we kind of like put them in separate boxes. Okay, rather than looking at the whole holistic service, what I want you to guys focus on is that this is one whole thing and we want to put it in a bow, rather than seeing it as, now I have to talk about this and now I have to talk about that, right? What I want you guys to start thinking about is, how can we integrate it and put a bow on it as one whole thing? So if I know that I'm doing a service, a color service on a client, I already know that in order for them to keep the integrity of their hair, they need to have a treatment. Okay? If in order for them to be able to maintain the magic that I do in the salon today, they need to look after it with retail. Right? So what does aftercare look like as part of a journey rather than separate conversations? Do you feel like that sometimes? You feel like, Tina, like it's like, oh, now I have to remember to talk about retail, or now I have to make sure that I tell them they have to look after it, rather than integrating it as a whole?
No, I do. I'm definitely doing the treatment. Like the treatments are non-negotiable. They're like with all colours. Like I'd say.
And how much are you charging?
25.
Yeah.
25.
I'd like you to at least do minimum 40.
Okay.
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 We can unpack a little bit of that today too. All right. Yeah. You can definitely charge. I say to salons minimum 40, because that is an integral part of the service. And if I'm buying something that's cheap, do I feel like I'm getting value? If it's a $25 service, it's like, well, how much value am I getting? And a lot of people make the decision to have the $25 service because there's no hurt money. Like $25 is an easy add-on. So they might not really be understanding yet the value, right? Even though we talk about value, I still want you to be able to charge with that confidently because of the deliverables, if that makes sense. Yeah. So today what we're going to talk about is how can we get the client to see the actual value of what we deliver and the importance of everything. So when we look at talking about what does that look like, where do we start to integrate all of those services? So when I'm unpacking a consultation, I'm really going to start looking at what's the anchor. So I want you guys to take some notes. What's the anchor that's giving them the most pain? So I'm going to ask my client, tell me a little bit about what keeps you up at night. Because what we tend to find is that we will actually diagnose someone's hair based on what we see rather than what they need, right? So I'm going to get you to really think about what is it that our client really needs fixing. So I'm going to say to my client, tell me what keeps you up at night. So pain can look like fading, frizzy, yeah, frizziness, dryness, yep, thinning, yes, Arista, this is massive. This is something that I do talk about in my education sessions. We have a very big demographic of clients that are having gastric sleeve. We have a very big demographic of clients who are on Ozempic. And these clients have a lot of hair loss. Hormones, absolutely. There is actually a lot that if someone's saying thinning, absolutely. Arista, do you have anything that you can recommend for this?
Yeah. So I know one of my clients started using Kerastars anti-fallout, but it's just topical. But I've noticed that out of a lot of retail has actually made a dramatic difference in just like pulling all the hair out at the base. And I think it's I think hers is like stress stimulated. I don't know, but it's when you massage it or wash it, it just comes out in clumps. When you blow dry it, it's fine. And then everyone else, I've just been recommending to go to the doctors or to look at their sort of bloods and up their protein and stuff. Because like you said, there could be operations, like a lot of people around that age do go in for surgeries or just checkups where they're put under anesthetic. And that can affect your hair. Chemotherapy has many different effects, diabetes medication.
Yeah, so that's like Ozempic. So Ozempic is a diabetic medication, and one of the side effects is hair loss. So if I had a client that was kind of struggling with hair loss, I would actually ask them, so there's so many other things. So we've got coverage issues, we've got breakage, right? So we talked about breakage in one of our previous ones. If client's got breakage, if it's your client and you've been doing their hair for a long time, that's a responsibility that you ask to own. If it's a new client, we can certainly integrate them and make sure that we can start doing treatments to keep the integrity of the hair. So there's things like oiliness is a very big one too, right? A lot of clients have really, really oily hair. How can they manage that? There's fading issues, color not staying. There's coverage, thinning, oily, frizzy, dry, breakage. What I want you to do, so if you've got a client, Arista, who's got thinning hair, I'm going to get you to ask them. So I want you guys to draw a box with 4 squares, okay? And the first box is going to be their pain. So if their pain is thinning, the second box right next to it, I'm going to get you to ask them, how does it make you feel? When you're at home, how are you feeling about it? Right? So typically with someone who's thinning, for the ease of being on a webinar today, we're going to be looking at if they've got thinning hair, they're probably going to feel very self-conscious. So Arista, I'm pretty sure your client feels very self-conscious. She feels very embarrassed. She could potentially be causing her more stress even though the stress is actually what's causing it. But then the more she stresses about it, the more she loses hair, right? So it's almost like that necessary, like the devil's advocate, right? The more I stress about it, the more I'm creating it, but I know that's what's creating it. How do I stop it? So, you know, she probably feels very depressed about it, like very helpless. Okay. So the second box is how it actually makes them feel, okay, when they're not with you. Because what I talk about is our clients are generally only with us 6 to 8 times a year. Okay. So my question to my client is, what matters to me is when you're not with me. Because when you're with me, I know that you guys can make your client's hair look beautiful. I know when they leave, their hair's going to be amazing. So I know that, okay, straight away. But how are they going to maintain it when they're not with me? And what do they need to do when they're not with me? Okay, this is the most important part. So I'm going to say to them, if we could look at helping you with the thinning hair. Okay. Now, thinning hair is a bit of a challenge. I know that, Arista, because it's not something that's a quick fix. But I'm going to say to the client, if we could help you with this and we can get some kind of momentum on getting this sorted for you, how would you feel then? Right? Even if it's only baby steps, how do you think your client would feel, Arista, if we could implement something that will help her start getting the needle moving?
I think the thing I struggle with most is because I don't have the issue myself. I'm always just a little bit on the sort of learning curve with it. So, and like not wanting to overstep. But a lot of people they won't mind spending the money, but they've already been sent down this route or that route, and they've already spent money on things that don't work. And then I find it's like the lack of education when it comes to these products. So like, for example, K18, everyone loves it, and it works amazing. And then you get the one person that comes in and goes, oh no, it made my hair so frizzy. And it's like, okay, step back, like your hair's going to be thin and growing first. It's probably going to be a little bit more compromised before it gets the strength back on it and all that. But then you get these people that get, I guess, like the word of mouth on the streets and the misinformation and stuff. Like, I guess, like, you know, back in the day, sulfate-free shampoo, everyone wanted sulfate-free shampoo. But it's just the trend, really, like, but it's probably not that bad, and it's because there was products out there that were too much. And so now everyone thinks that a sulfate-free shampoo is the best shampoo, but it might not necessarily be best for them.
So I'd actually ask them, would you buy antibiotics from Woolworths?
Yeah, so like that's the thing for me. I find like I sell a fringe easy. I can do a fringe easy on anybody, and people see me, they want a fringe. But when it comes to thinning products, that's where I kind of like, I work with 2 women that are above 50. So I kind of like, I don't push my clients away, but I always like lean on for a second opinion, and I don't sell myself as I know everything about it. So I say, I'm on a journey with you. If you're going to buy this product, let me know how you go. And I just treat it as if it's my problem, what I would do.
Absolutely. But if you've got clients buying products from online, guys, and they're not being prescribed it, ask them if they'd buy their antibiotics online. Would they self-diagnose themselves and buy amoxicillin online without going to a doctor?
I wouldn't.
A lot of them wouldn't. If not, no one would, because I don't even know what I'm treating at this point, right? So this is why it's super important that they come to us. I'd start looking at researching products that actually are specific for that. I was in the salon yesterday in Melbourne. They had the hair food. Apparently hair food is a game changer because the hair food is something that they have to take. So obviously it's something from inside out rather than just the outside, because we know that's going to come from both, right? We know that's going to help. Because even if someone's on Ozempic or someone's had gastric sleeve, right, we know that 80% is diet. So there's only so much that we're going to physically be able to do with the outside as well. But someone who's got really thinning hair, I'd be definitely recommending brushing the hair, massage the hair, bring the blood to the surface of the scalp, like all the stuff that we actually really understand. So what I'd say to my client is, how would you feel if we could go on this journey, like you said, to get this sorted, right? We want them to actually say, how would you feel if you started to not lose hair anymore? So I know they're going to start saying, I feel more confident, I feel happier, I feel less stressed, because even though they might not get that immediate fix today, they still feel a little bit at ease that they're working towards something, right? It's not like it's an unknown anymore. They're giving it a try. And like you said, there are products on the market that promote themselves to do this. That's why our industry is a multi-million-dollar industry online for products, because it's like weight loss. It's a billion-dollar industry because people always are struggling with weight loss, or they're struggling with hair loss, or they're struggling with big major changes like that. So, and they're all, if you actually think about it, it's all to do with the visual. They're looking at themselves in the mirror and they're thinking, oh, I'm overweight. I don't like how I look. I've got to go on a diet. I've got to do this, 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 and this. And they're all forever on this yo-yo, right? And hair's the same. If our hair's not right, it doesn't matter how much you dress right and how much makeup you put on. If your hair is not right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going anywhere at this point, right? My hair has to be, I have to still feel comfortable at some certain point, right? To go, oh my God, my hair's not a disaster today. So our client is exactly the same. So I want you guys to walk in their shoes. So I'm going to actually say to her, how does it make you feel if we could actually start really turning the dial, if we can really start seeing some tangible results, right? Once I get them to feel what it's like right now, and I get them to feel what it could potentially feel like, then I'm going to ask them a question. How much would this be worth to you? Like, what would this be worth to you to fix this problem, right? Because I need to know that it's an anchor. I need to know that this is something that's really bothering them. Because if I can see a client that's got oily hair on the surface level and I start asking questions, the oiliness might not even be a problem for her. She might say, I can deal with the oiliness, but I can't deal with the frizz. But might go down this whole rabbit hole about oiliness and fixing this and use clarifying shampoo and try this and try that. And she might go, actually, that's not. How many times have you guys done consultations and you feel like you've explained everything perfect? Everything perfect. And you're like, yep, I've nailed this one. And they go, oh, maybe next time. And you're like, were you just sitting in my chair for the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes while I just went through absolutely every single step with you? And you say, I'm going to think about it, or maybe next time. If they're saying that to you, that's not their biggest problem that's keeping them up at night, right? So really want this when I do this diagram on a board, this is an absolute game changer. So if I can actually get the client to feel what it looks like, if we could sort that issue out, I'm then going to ask them, what would that be worth to you to fix? Now, Arista, I'd be quite confident to say that if you said to your client who is struggling with hair loss that you could help her with this journey, she felt better about that. She felt more confident about that. She actually probably felt, okay, I'm going to get that solution. Did she feel like that when you spoke to her?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So I now know that that's her anchor. Okay, I now know that that's where I need to go and help her with. So then I would, have a look online. Maybe ask ChatGPT very specifically, right? ChatGPT is only good with the information that you give it. So I'd be very specific. and say to ChatGPT, my client's hair's falling out. This is when it happens. This is what we think it is. I would ask your client about her diet. I'd ask about if she's got any medication, like I'm sure you have, but if you did get that information, I would be putting it in there saying, give me the top 3 products or solutions that she needs. Yeah. I would be looking at your HUSL app, looking at what products on there help with thinning hair. Right. Reach out to Mami, reach out to HUSL and say, hey, do you have a specific range that will help my clients with this? Right. Then I'd get back to the client and say, look, I mean, this specific client, you need to get back to her. But most of the time we can sort this in Salon, right? This is something that I can say, what would this be worth to you if we could fix this, right? But this is the most important part. I actually need you to work with me on this because you're only here for 3-4 hours. What you do when you leave here is the most important part. So the most important part is what you do when you're not with me, right? So what products are you using? How often do you shampoo? Do you use an iron? So let's say someone who's got really frizzy hair. Yes, I can put a treatment in today. I can put the most hydrating treatment in your hair today, but we know that it's not going to last forever, right? So if I know it's not going to last, I'm not going to give her that expectation. I'm going to actually say to my client, would you be happy for me to go through with you what that looks like? Would you be happy for me to go through with you what aftercare actually looks like when you're not with me? Now, what do you think they're going to say to that? They're not going to say no. No client's never not going to sit there and want a recommendation. Put your hand up if you agree that they're going to actually say, no problem. Okay? You're not selling at this point. You're just asking them to commit to listening to what that looks like in terms of maintenance, right? If someone's hair is damaged, someone's color's fading, if someone's tone is not lasting, if their hair is frizzy, they might need a nano. Like, there are so many services that we offer that can potentially fix literally all of their problems. Thinning hair is a little bit different. Thinning hair will take a little bit longer. But most of the time, we have the solution right at the tip of our hands. So I'm going to say, Tina, let me unpack with you. Are you happy for me to unpack with you what that looks like? Yeah. And you're going to say, sure. So I'm going to say, this is what we need to do today in Salon. This is step 1. All the treatments, everything that I use is professional strengths, right? But now I need you to do your part at home because you're at home the longest part of it. So I need you to look at what aftercare you're using, what shampoo and conditioner you're using, what treatments are you using, how often are you shampooing your hair, are you brushing your hair, all of this. If I give them the right tools and I get them to understand the value, right? Do you think your client would understand value at this point on why they need it, right? I have not sold one product to you guys on this Zoom today, besides my training. But in terms of retail, and we're unpacking this consultation, I'm actually not sold anything to you yet, but I tell you now, I probably could. If I did a consultation in this format with you, I know you're going to actually say, that makes complete sense. Now I understand why I need it. Right? I see salons all the time where they'll go to someone at the base and they say, oh, do you feel like a treatment today? Or, you know, oh, how about we do a treatment? It's only $25. Well, I don't even know what I'm getting at this point. I don't even understand what it's going to do. But if I say to my client, when I had my salon, my clients knew it was a non-negotiable. And I think, Tina, you've now implemented that, right? It's a non-negotiable to treat your hair because when you look at the 4 pieces, I've actually created 4 pieces of the puzzle. So number 1 is hair. Okay, guys? Number 1 is what you do, the magic you create. When we do their hair, that's why we do what we do. Who loves doing hairdressing? Who loves cutting and colouring? Hands up. Right? Of course we do. Otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. That is the heart. We love our clients walking around going, oh, I wish they did my hair. Right? Have a look how beautiful it is. You know, Kylie, they did my hair. Tina, yes. You know, I only go to Tina because I love the way my hair is. Yeah. Number 2 is treatment. Now I'm going to ask you guys this because I ask every single time. Is there a shampoo and conditioner that bond builds the hair? Shampoo and conditioner? There's no shampoo and conditioner that bond builds. The only thing that bond builds the hair and restructures the hair is a treatment. No maintenance program at home is going to fix this. So I'm going to make it very clear to my client. If I'm foiling your hair, I'm colouring your hair, I'm breaking down the bonds of your hair because that's the nature of the beast. Would you agree? I can't foil your hair without some level of damage because it doesn't work that way. We can put a protector in it, but I'm still going to get some level of, because that's what it is, right? But I'm going to actually let her know that we can actually put a treatment that will actually rebuild and protect. So a treatment is the only thing that does this. Number 3 is retail. Number 3 is your shampoo and conditioner. Number 3 is your maintenance program. It's like you'll go to the, let's go say you go to the hospital and you have an injury. What do they always give you? A post-treatment plan. Even if it's 2 Panadol. They'll give you 2 Panadol and they'll give you a piece of paper. Not because they think you can't afford the Panadol, but they want to make sure that you take it within 4 hours as prescribed and they're giving you that, they're setting you up for success when you go home. True? They don't go, well, now go to the pharmacy and make sure you buy Panadol, make sure you buy your Band-Aids, make sure you do this. They give it sometimes to you in even in a Ziploc bag. This is what you need. This is your script to get everything afterwards. So what is the post-treatment care look like? Shampoo and conditioner. That is your maintenance program. You need to use this. Yeah? And then last one is styling products. Are we using a heat protector if we're ironing our hair? Are we using a heat protector if we're blow drying it every day? What styling products do we need? I know some products have leave-in treatments. So it's not the same strength as a Salon one, but it's a maintenance program again. Okay. So I know if I've explained to my client these step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, they understand how to look after it at home. And at this point, I still have not sold anything to you guys. I've just helped you understand what it looks like for you when you go home. Now, there is a 5 and a 6 if you do nanos or if you do extensions, right? So I would definitely be packaging up my nanos with retail. I want to almost guarantee my service. And not only that, we have a consumer right now who actually is used to it. Because when keratins first came out, guess what? They were introduced to buy retail with it. You couldn't buy anything else. That's why sulfate free came into trend, because of keratins. Oh, sulfate's bad, this, that. Right? So if you have doing nanos, I would be saying to my client, this is a package and include your retail in it. Charge a bit more, but then I'm not relying on them to look after it. I know they're going to be able to look after it. And same with extensions. So extensions is 3, 5, and 6. where I can actually say to them, 3, 5, and 7, sorry, I'd package that up too. If someone's having extensions, it is a non-negotiable to have treatments. It's a non-negotiable to have retail. Because am I setting them up for success, or am I setting them up for failure? So when we talk about retail, I see so many people lean out of retail because it's all around the money aspect. It's all around about, can they afford it or can they not? Now, I know, Tina, you've been on one of my webinars before, but is it a fact or a story? If someone can't afford something, it's a story. Because let me tell you, when people see value in something, they're not questioning it. They're not asking you how much. If you're buying a brand new car and someone says to you, what's important in the car? Oh, it needs to have this, 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 and this. Great. I'm going to show you the car that has that. But then I'm going to say to you, hey, you know, there is this one particular car that has this, but it also has that. And I actually think you'd really like that, knowing based on what you've just told me. Who's going to be more inclined to at least look at it? We all are, because we're curious, right? And 9 times out of 10, guess what? They're going to buy it anyway. They're going to go, oh, this has got that and the extra, right? I just need to give you the options. So I want to get some feedback from you guys. What has been a takeaway for you guys? And any questions?
No, not a question, just, finding out the anchor and, understanding the value. That's my main question.
Yeah, really, really important, because if I don't see value in something, what are the chances of me actually purchasing?
Yeah.
Because what's in it for me? Remember we talked about what's in it for me? Your clients always want to know what's in it for them. Why do I need it? Tell me why I need the treatment.
Yeah, protects your colour, prevents it from fading.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure they understand the value, on the importance of it, rather than it just being a price-driven thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Arista, what was your takeaway? What landed for you today?
So I've probably gotten a bit lazy with retail, because since I've done rent a chair, the lady I rent a chair off, she does her own retail shelf, and I just sell sort of her retail on her behalf. And I gotten pretty lazy with it because I don't make anything from it. So I probably don't recommend treatments as much. So just reminding me that, shampoo and conditioner is just a maintenance program. It's not actually improving the original condition. So maybe I could get some treatments in Salon as a service, being sold more, because right now I just kind of like have them out back and I just give them to whoever needs them, which is really bad.
I was in a training in Melbourne, guys, and honestly, I was talking to this salon, and they have one of, I think, a very, very high-end treatment. And I said to him, oh, so I love the fact that you've got this treatment. How much are you selling it for? And they go, oh, we do them for free. And I went, I don't think I heard that right, guys. And I went, how much? And they go, we actually do them for free. And I went, oh, okay. So as of tomorrow, we're going to start charging for them. And they were like, oh my God, when they understood, because I actually know the treatment that they actually have, and I understand the background of it. And I'm like, do you actually guys know what this treatment does and how good it is? And you're giving it for free? And not only that, I've got salons charging no less than $80 for these. Like minimum, because I don't care if the treatment takes 1 second or half an hour. It's not about how long it takes, it's the repair it does. We sell what it's doing, not the time factor. So this treatment takes 2 minutes. And I'm like, bonus. My client doesn't have to sit there for half an hour. That's actually an upsell, not a downsell, right? That's a benefit of the product. So, Arista, absolutely, you want to change your income and your revenue. You can do this tomorrow and literally sell treatments as the repair factor of the hair. I would even say to them, hey, you know what? I was on a webinar yesterday and it just kind of even dawned to me, like, I'm actually not even discussing with you guys the importance of why you need this. And I actually think now, like, this is a non-negotiable. You need to have it. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, like, you can actually present that now because we know what we know, right? Sometimes we just need that little reminder on what that looks like. So, guys, put your price up on treatment and start doing them. Like, you could, even if you just charge $50, how many clients do you do, Arista?
A day? Oh gosh, it varies. So like I have my like quiet weeks and then my busy weeks. But 20 to 30 average.
A week?
Yeah.
And how many days do you work?
4.
4? Okay, so you're looking at what, 420, so about five a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know if you actually just sold 2 treatments a day at $50, you're going to get $500 in your pocket?
2 treatments a day, $50.
That's your challenge.
Thank you.
New challenge, right?
A day. There we go. Write it down.
Beautiful. Good girl. Pina, how has it changed your income in your business just by having now a goal at the end of the week and you selling treatments?
Yeah, it's definitely upped. Yeah.
Have your weeks been bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah. And has it been hard?
No. It's just part of the service.
Part of the service. And have your clients even gone, they're probably actually thinking, they noticed that how nice their hair feels now?
Yeah, when you were asking about the problems, I'm like, you know what, all my clients walk around with. Yeah, like, because they're looking after their hair. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Right. We always see it from our lens rather than seeing it from their lens. So in my program, the first part of the day is all about walking in your client's shoes. Right? Because we always look at it from our shoes. We look at it, we're busy, how we go from client to client, what does our salons look like, We're always like, we're in salon mode. But I actually get you to stop and reset and look at it from a client's lens. And then the second part of the day is about what are our beliefs? What is not aligning with us? What is the story we keep telling ourselves? How can we shift and put new systems and processes in our solo businesses where we are making 6K weeks and we can go on holidays and we have got our Arista. I don't know if you still have to pay for your chair when you're on holidays or not, but wouldn't it be nice? You don't? Okay. So wouldn't it be just nice to be able to say, I can have 2 weeks off and I've still got enough money to cover those 2 weeks? Not thinking that I can't take time off because I need to still pay my bills. Right? These are the things that we can implement that really, really change the dial. And I know, Kylie, you're listening in the background. Thank you for jumping on, and the rest of you who have actually all on as well. I hope you guys have really got some value out of that today. Yeah. If you got anyone got any questions or what treatment is it? We're trying to get them on HUSL. I don't know what treatments you have on HUSL.
There's actually, oh my God, I call it liquid treatment. I mean, it is kind of like, like liquid anyway, but it comes in these little glass ampules. Now, for anyone that knows about any type of product in a glass ampule, now, the reason why it's in a glass ampule is because if you look at high, potent medications in hospitals, it comes in as a glass ampule. So this treatment in Lobicetique, it is a 1 minute treatment. You put it in and it's liquid, which means that it goes right through into the cuticle, into the core of the hair. I use it all the time. I've been using it for over 10 years, and it just, so we charged for that, like it only costs like, I have to look at it again, but it only costs about $2 per ampule as a stylist for you to purchase, right? But we were charging, there were some salons that were charging 20 per ampule, knowing that only cost them $2. But we also had salons that were charging almost up to $50, and they were just like, and the apprentices were doing it, like it was just, or they would incorporate it into like the package, or like a color package, which obviously they can boost their price on that. I can send information from the compendium to you guys as well.
Does it have peptides in it? Do you know?
I've been using it for so long now that I've completely forgotten exactly what contains in it, but I know that when I did know that, it just had all the good stuff in there. But I'll send the compendium for that ampule from Labisa. Like literally quick, but it feels like, it's been in there for half an hour, like you mentioned. So
okay, guys, do not charge at $20. Do not follow that calculation. No less than 40 on my book.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes,
as soon
Tina?
as that client feels it, they want to go for it. Tina,
One quick question. How do we find out more about your 13th of July?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's a game changer. Make sure you're there, girlfriend. I will get the link sent over to you. Or if you like, follow me, guys, on Instagram. I think, Tina, you already follow me. Send me a DM and I can send you the direct link if you want to know today, like we can get on a chat, or anyone else, just follow me on Instagram. It's the Salon Doctor. So THE Salon Doctor. Send me a DM and I'll definitely be able to send you the link via that. But honestly, this session, like I had a salon, like I've been in Melbourne for 3 days. I will back to back. I literally on Monday, I had a stylist message me saying she upsold $700. I'll read it to you. This is what I get in my DMs all the time after these trainings. I was just like this is normal for me, but it said, "Hi Sonia, thank you so much for yesterday. Oh my God, I couldn't believe my day today. I upsold $700 worth of services today and made 20% of my retail target. I literally can't believe it." So this is the impact that it literally has straight away. So if you go on even to my socials, I've got testimonials. Just go through them, honestly, guys. And I haven't even put them all on there. I'm a little bit slack with socials. I'm just not going to lie. I'm going to put my hand up straight away to that. But honestly, the success stories are unbelievable. So for you guys, this will be a real game changer. So, yeah.
And this program as well, Sonia, most of you have actually attended Sonia's 5 webinars so far this year. But yeah, this program is completely different to what you've been sharing in these free sessions, which has been so valuable in itself as well. So to know that there's actually an accelerator program that will teach them even more or something different to what they've already learned from you, which is so fantastic. Yeah.
There's a lot more in the tank. Like this is literally just
more in the tank.
This is like literally just like the little.
This is the surface.
This is the surface. Yeah. So.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, please DM the Salon Doctor on Instagram. DM her. Grab the information. As Sonia mentioned, you guys, there's going to be a special price, which is cool. Please take advantage of it. Now, Arissa said she's got to go, but thank you so much. Love heart.
Thank you so much for jumping on, Arissa. Really, really appreciate it.
Yep. Now, Sonia's next webinar is on Wednesday, the 29th of July, 29th of July, Wednesday, 10:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And the next topic is how to make more money without feeling salesy, pushy, or awkward. Your discomfort with selling is costing you thousands. This session rewires how you see retail, money, and recommending so it feels natural, ethical, and aligned. And the outcome, which is what we want, is confidence and language frameworks for retail conversations. So I will email you the replay of this session. Please watch through it because I will have the RSVP form in there. But DM Sonia for the 13th of July Accelerator program, please. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, honestly, it's you can't unhear things, and also awareness creates choice. So write that down, guys. Awareness creates choice. When you're aware, even for yourself, Tina, as you know, thanks, darling. Thanks, Kylie. When you hear it and see it and you're aware of it, then if you don't implement, then that's a choice that you make. Right? But if you don't know, then you don't know. Right? So you can't be blamed for something that you don't know about. But when you do know and you don't implement, then that's an actual choice that you actually make. So I'll leave it. I'll put a bow on that one now.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Again.
Oh, do you like my podcast room? This is my podcast room, guys.
So that's another thing. Sonia also does podcasts. Again, thank you everybody for joining and taking some time out of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you next time.
See you next month. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.